This is the GoPro Hero 11 Black in 2023. So how is the GoPro Hero 11 in 2023, or actually in mid 2023 at this point? If you're new to this channel, everything in this video is gonna be not scripted. Basically, what comes to my mind is being said, which comes from my own experience with the product. And also, if you don't know me, I make travel videos, and if you want to know a little bit more about that, check out the channel in the top right corner of the screen right now. I use the GoPro mostly as a versatile camera for things like the FPV footage or underwater. So let's start with the good things. The first thing is the 8:7 aspect ratio, the sensor that it has, which is amazing for social media. I think in 2023, this is a great camera for social media because of that aspect ratio. 8:7 means that you can really easily crop to both the wide aspect for something like YouTube or the horizontal for Instagram, YouTube, and all other TikToks. Thanks to this, you can pretty much get with one shot everything for all different social media, which is really cool and really good. This can also mean it's better for stabilization. We're gonna get to the stabilization in a second, but if you're using something like gyroflow, this means there's more footage that it can actually work with, and the stabilization could be better, or you could frame it a little bit different. Coming from an action camera that was released years ago, this provides amazing footage for the videos. To be honest, I was not expecting to be as big of a jump as it is. This is great in terms of like the sheer quality of the footage. And my favorite to use is usually the 4K 60 frames per second. It is because it is the one that I use the most. I like to use 60 frames per second just in case I want to slow down in any case, but I know people use it in the 8:7, 5K, and 30 frames per second. I will be playing around with it a little bit more later this year. Maybe even for the FPV, I want to test it out how it look like, because I know people use it that way. Well, I've been using it in 4K 60 frames per second mostly. There's a lot of different options that you can actually set in the camera in terms of like the quality of the footage and the stabilization. I personally, for something like FPV, don't use the stabilization that is built in, which is amazing by the way. It really is that good. But I use the gyroflow, and for gyroflow, I just don't have the stabilization inside here. I actually use the gyro data for stabilization in post. You have different settings, like the different kind of lenses you can use, so a little bit more wide or less wide. You can use different profiles like the color, so a normal profile or a flat profile. And for me personally, I use the flat for more flexibility in post, and like the frame rates and like the picture quality. So you have JPEGs and RAWs. You also have different frame rates and resolutions. So there's a lot of settings in such a small camera. And it is a really tiny camera. Even though it's so much smaller, it still has all the benefits of like the different settings. If you want to have a little bit more control over your settings, this is great. In mid 2023, you have different competitors. So how does it stack up to the competition? I feel like different cameras usually either have lower price and lower quality. Some others have different advantages, like being smaller, but the quality isn't as good as this one. And I think the GoPro Hero 11 might be that, you know, the top of the top in terms of like the quality, usability, settings, and everything. While other action cameras usually sacrifice either the quality, the size, you know, there's something going on that isn't quite as good as the GoPro. And you have to remember, this actually has 10-bit footage, so you can record in 5K 30 frames per second with 10-bit, which is amazing for post-production. I still feel like this camera is one of the best you can get in terms of the action camera on the market in 2023. And I think for social media especially, this is the one I would go for. This is gonna be the end of today's video. If you have any more questions, check out the comments down below. Let me know, I'll be there to help you. With that being said, it is gonna be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I'll see you next time.